Shedding excess belly fat is a common goal for countless individuals, driven both by the desire to feel more confident and to improve overall health. Yet, the journey to a flatter, healthier midsection remains muddied by myths, quick fixes, and vague promises. To cut through the noise, let's focus on what solid scientific data reveals about reducing belly fat quickly, safely, and sustainably. First, it is vital to understand that targeting fat loss in one specific area of the body, a concept known as spot reduction, is widely debunked by research. Multiple studies, including a hallmark publication in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, Vispute et al., 2011, demonstrate that performing countless crunches or sit-ups will not magically melt away belly fat. Instead, fat loss occurs throughout the body according to genetics, lifestyle habits, and metabolic rate. The best approach, then, is a holistic one, combining diet, exercise, and lifestyle modifications. Let's start with dietary strategies, as numerous studies confirm that what you eat plays the most significant role in how your body stores and releases fat. First, pay close attention to your overall calorie intake. The basic principle holds: to lose belly fat, you must create a calorie deficit, which means consuming fewer calories than you burn. A meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Hall et al., 2016, which synthesized findings from over 20 trials, found that people with a sustained daily calorie deficit of 500 to 750 calories lost an average of 1 to 2 pounds per week, much of which came from visceral fat, the more dangerous fat stored around the abdominal organs. However, not all calories are created equal. The quality of your food matters as much as the quantity. Numerous randomized controlled trials, like those published in the New England Journal of Medicine, have shown that diets lower in refined sugars and processed carbohydrates lead to greater abdominal fat reduction than low-fat or high-carb diets. Reducing added sugar intake, especially in sugary drinks, baked goods, and packaged snacks, has a direct impact on insulin regulation and fat accumulation. For example, in a controlled trial by Stanhope et al., 2012, participants who drank sugary beverages for 10 weeks significantly increased their visceral fat compared to those who avoided fructose-laden drinks. Focusing on whole, minimally processed foods that are rich in fiber is another powerful belly fat fighting tool. Dietary fiber, especially soluble fiber, slows digestion and food absorption, helping to regulate appetite and blood sugar. The Framingham Heart Study found that for every 10-gram increase in soluble fiber consumed per day, belly fat accumulation decreased by nearly 4% over 5 years. Hairstone et al., 2011. Foods high in soluble fiber include oats, beans, lentils, flax seeds, avocados, Brussels sprouts, and various fruits. Protein is another key player. Not only does protein have a high thermic effect, meaning your body burns more calories digesting it, but it also promotes satiety, reduces cravings, and helps preserve muscle mass during weight loss. In a review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Lady et al., 2015, high-protein diets led to greater overall fat loss and a preferential reduction of visceral or belly fat compared to lower protein regimens. Aim for a minimum of 25 to 30% of total calories from sources like lean meats, fish, Greek yogurt, tofu, and legumes. Intermittent fasting has gained popularity, and rightly so, as studies consistently show that methods like the 16.8 diet, where one fasts for 16 hours and eats during an 8-hour window, can significantly reduce belly fat. In a landmark trial published in Obesity, 2015, overweight participants who ate all their meals within an 8-hour window lost more abdominal fat than those eating throughout the day, even when total calorie intake was the same. Hydration plays a quieter but vital supporting role. Sometimes the body misinterprets thirst for hunger, leading to unnecessary snacking and higher caloric intake. Studies suggest drinking water before meals can reduce the number of calories consumed and subtly aid fat loss. Additionally, drinking unsweetened green tea provides a modest metabolism boost thanks to catechins and caffeine. As described in a meta-analysis in the International Journal of Obesity, Hercel et al., 2011. Let's now turn to exercise. While spot reduction is ineffective, regular physical activity remains essential for burning overall body fat, including stubborn belly fat. The research consensus points strongly towards a combined regimen of cardiovascular, aerobic exercise, and resistance training as the gold standard. Cardiovascular exercise, such as brisk walking, running, cycling, or swimming, is a proven calorie burner and directly targets visceral fat. The Heritage Family Study found that moderate to vigorous aerobic exercise 4 to 5 times per week led to a significant reduction in abdominal fat, even when weight loss was relatively modest. According to the Journal of Applied Physiology, 1999, 300 minutes of moderate-intensity exercise weekly is recommended for the best belly fat blasting results. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, packs a powerful punch in a shorter amount of time. HIIT workouts alternate bursts of intense effort with periods of rest or lower intensity. Studies, including a meta-analysis in Sports Medicine, 2018, found that HIIT can reduce abdominal fat more effectively than steady-state cardio, likely due to increased post-exercise calorie burn and hormonal responses. For beginners, this could be as simple as alternating 1 minute of brisk walking with 1 minute of jogging for 20 to 30 minutes. Resistance or strength training is just as crucial. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns more calories at rest. Moreover, resistance training has a unique impact on preserving lean mass during weight loss and maintaining metabolic rate. A 2014 study in obesity demonstrated that older adults who combined dietary changes with resistance training lost more belly fat and maintained more muscle than those who focused solely on aerobic exercise. Full-body strength exercises, like squats, lunges, push-ups, and deadlifts, stimulate major muscle groups and metabolic processes. Lifestyle factors also warrant attention. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, a hormone closely linked to increased appetite and abdominal fat storage. The Whitehall study found that people with higher circulating cortisol were more likely to gain weight around their midsection, regardless of total caloric intake. Therefore, incorporating regular stress-relieving practices, such as mindfulness meditation, yoga, deep breathing, or even spending time outdoors, can be surprisingly impactful. Adequate sleep is another pillar often overlooked in belly fat reduction. Sleep deprivation not only increases hunger hormones like ghrelin, but it also reduces resting metabolic rate and insulin sensitivity. Research published in Sleep, 2010, concluded that individuals who slept fewer than 5 hours per night accumulated significantly more visceral fat over 5 years than those who slept 7 to 8 hours. Prioritizing consistent, restorative sleep can amplify efforts made in diet and exercise. Additionally, limiting alcohol is essential. While an occasional glass of wine can fit into a balanced lifestyle, excessive drinking, especially of sugary mixed drinks and beers, is closely associated with increased belly fat, according to a review in Current Obesity Reports. Alcohol provides empty calories, disrupts sleep quality, and impairs the body's ability to burn fat for hours after consumption, nudging the body to store more fat. Embracing mindful eating habits can also transform your results. Research from the Journal of Obesity, 2011, found that people who ate too quickly or while distracted consumed more calories and stored more abdominal fat than those who ate slowly, savoring each bite. Techniques such as putting down your fork between bites, focusing on flavors and textures, and eating without digital distractions can promote early satiety and reduce overeating. On the topic of supplements and magic bullets, scientific evidence for most belly fat burning pills or teas is minimal at best. Any product claiming rapid, effortless results should be eyed with skepticism. Instead, focus on the proven, evidence-based habits already discussed. That being said, Some individuals with metabolic conditions like polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS, or insulin resistance might benefit from medical guidance and support, so consulting with a healthcare professional is wise. Consistency is the linchpin in any belly fat loss plan. Dramatic, unsustainable diets may yield rapid initial results, much of which is water weight or muscle. However, data from the National Weight Control Registry show that individuals who maintain weight loss and reduced waistlines for years rely on small, manageable daily habits practiced consistently. This includes regular meal patterns, frequent physical activity, and self-monitoring progress. Building your strategy around realistic, science-based expectations helps buffer you against frustration and setbacks. It's important to remember that everyone's body responds differently, and the rate at which you lose belly fat may depend on your age, sex, genetics, starting point, and medical history. Still, the principles outlined here are universally beneficial. Let's briefly recap the science-backed actions that promote healthy, swift belly fat loss. 1. Create a moderate calorie deficit by adjusting portion sizes and choosing nutrient-dense foods over empty calories. 2. Limit added sugars and refined carbohydrates, focusing on whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes. 3. Increase fiber intake, particularly soluble fiber, to naturally regulate appetite and support metabolic health. 4. Elevate protein consumption, aiming for at least a quarter of daily calories from lean, high-quality sources. 5. Consider intermittent fasting, such as an 8-hour eating window, to streamline calorie consumption and support fat burning. 6. Exercise regularly, combining aerobic activity, HIIT, and full-body strength training for dynamic results. 7. Manage stress proactively, with relaxation techniques that lower cortisol and emotional eating. 8. Prioritize sleep, sticking to a routine that allows for 7 to 9 hours of quality rest nightly. 9. Limit alcohol, to reduce the influx of empty calories and avoid disruptors of metabolic processes. 10. Practice mindful eating, slowing down and focusing on your meals, which naturally translates to fewer calories consumed. Change doesn't happen overnight, but real progress is measured not just by inches lost, but also by improvements in energy, mood, and metabolic health. By following the insights derived from the leading scientific studies, anyone can embark on a journey to reduce excess abdominal fat. Instead of chasing shortcuts, make sustainable, evidence-led habits your compass. In doing so, you build a foundation for a leaner, healthier body that lasts far beyond any diet or trend. Every healthy meal choice, every brisk walk, and every conscious effort to manage stress or sleep adds up, bringing you closer, step by step, to your goal. Let the emerging science and your consistent practice work in harmony, and you'll discover that losing belly fat is not about extreme measures, but empowering yourself with the tools and knowledge to reshape your health for good. Ultimately, it is a journey marked by positive lifestyle changes, self-compassion, and patience, qualities that pay dividends in both your waistline and your well-being.